Hello everyone, welcome back to the Enterprise Data, BI and AI Architecture series. In the previous episode, we understood what Enterprise BI architecture really means. We saw that BI is not just dashboards. It is the layer that sits on top of the enterprise data platform and converts data into semantic models, KPIs, reports, governance, security and trusted business decisions. Now in this episode, we will compare 4 major BI platforms: Power BI, Tableau, Looker and Amazon QuickSight. But I want to be very clear, this is not a simple feature comparison. This is not about saying one tool is always best and the others are weak. That is not how enterprise architecture works. In real enterprise projects, the right BI tool depends on the data platform, cloud strategy, existing skills, governance needs, semantic model strategy, cost model, user experience and long-term roadmap. So we will compare these tools like architects, not only like report developers. One common mistake in BI tool selection is starting with the tool. Someone says Power BI is best, someone says Tableau is better, someone says Looker has the best semantic layer, someone says QuickSight is better for AWS. But as architects, we should not start with personal preference. We should start with enterprise context. What business problem are we solving? Where does the data live? Is the organization already using Microsoft Fabric, Azure, Snowflake, Databricks, BigQuery, Redshift or AWS? What skills does the team already have? Are users already comfortable with Excel and Power BI? Do analysts already have strong Tableau skills? Does the data team have LookML and Git-based development maturity? Is the organization AWS heavy and looking for embedded analytics? What level of governance is required? What level of self-service is expected? When we ask these questions, the discussion becomes more mature. The tool should fit the architecture.
The architecture should not be forced only because a tool is popular.
In the real world, most enterprises do not start from zero. They already have a BI landscape. Maybe Power BI is used by finance, Tableau is used by analytics teams, Excel is still used by operations, Looker may be used by the digital team, QuickSight may be used inside an AWS based SaaS application. Some reports are official, some are departmental, some are personal, some are old but still used, some have no owner, some connect to certified data, some connect to local files. So the question is not always which tool should we buy. Sometimes the question is which tool should be the strategic platform. Which tool should continue for specific use cases? Which reports should be migrated? Which reports should be retired? Which semantic models should be standardized? Which platform fits our future architecture? This is why tool comparison should be connected to the current state.
Enterprise architecture is not only about ideal target state, it is about moving from current state to a better future state.
Let us start with Power BI. Power BI is usually a very strong option when the organization is already aligned with the Microsoft ecosystem. If the company uses Microsoft 365, Excel, Teams, Azure, SQL Server, Microsoft Fabric, Entra ID, SharePoint and Power Platform, Power BI fits naturally. From an enterprise architecture point of view, Power BI's major strength is the semantic model. You can create reusable models with relationships, DX measures, hierarchies, row-level security, calculation logic and certified semantic models. Then many reports can connect to the same model. This supports thin report architecture. It also supports KPI standardization. For example, one certified sales semantic model can support executive dashboards, regional reports, product reports and customer analysis. Power BI also has strong adoption because many business users already understand Excel and Microsoft style experiences. But Power BI also needs governance.
If every team creates its own semantic model and every report has duplicate measures, Power BI can also become messy. So Power BI works best when it is combined with workspace strategy, certified models, deployment pipelines, security groups, monitoring and clear ownership. In a Microsoft focused enterprise, Power BI is not just a dashboard tool, it can become the BI layer of the overall fabric and data platform strategy.
Now let us look at Tableau. Tableau is very strong in visual analytics. Many analysts like Tableau because it gives freedom for exploration, visual storytelling and interactive dashboard development. If an organization has a strong analyst culture, Tableau can be a very good fit. It is especially useful when users want to explore data visually, create rich dashboards, and perform flexible analysis. Many large enterprises already have mature Tableau environments. They may have Tableau Server or Tableau Cloud. They may have experienced Tableau developers. They may have many published data sources and dashboards. They may already have business users trained on Tableau. So if Tableau is already deeply adopted, we should not simply say remove it and move everything. That may not be practical. But from an architecture point of view, Tableau needs strong governance.
If every workbook has its own calculations, filters and data connection, then KPI consistency becomes difficult. So Tableau architecture should focus on governed published data sources, certified content, project structure, permissions, extract versus live strategy, ownership and performance standards. Tableau is strong for visual analytics, but like any BI platform, it needs governance to avoid beautiful dashboards with inconsistent numbers.
Looker has a different philosophy compared to traditional dashboard-first tools. Looker is strongly centered around the semantic layer. Business logic is usually defined using LookML. This includes dimensions, measures, joins, calculations, and reusable definitions. From an enterprise architecture point of view, this is powerful. Because the business logic is not scattered across every dashboard, it is defined in a controlled model. That model can be version controlled, it can be reviewed, it can be managed with more engineering discipline. Looker is often a good fit when the enterprise wants governed metrics and centralized semantic modeling. It also fits naturally in Google Cloud environments, especially with BigQuery. But Looker can require a different skill set. The team needs to understand LookML, SQL concepts, modeling, Git workflow, and governed metric development.
So Looker is strong when the organization values semantic governance and has the technical maturity to manage it properly. It may not feel as free as a pure drag and drop self-service tool for every business user, but that is also the point. Looker is strong when metric consistency and semantic governance are more important than uncontrolled flexibility.
Now let us discuss Amazon QuickSight. QuickSight becomes relevant when the organization is already heavily invested in AWS. If the data platform is based on S3, Redshift, Athena, RDS, Glue, or other AWS services, QuickSight can fit naturally into that architecture. One strong use case for QuickSight is embedded analytics. For example, if a company has a SaaS product, customer portal, or internal application hosted on AWS, and they want to embed dashboards or analytics inside that application, QuickSight can be a practical option. It is also designed as a cloud-native BI service, so organizations do not need to manage traditional BI server infrastructure in the same way. But QuickSight should still be evaluated carefully. If the organization already has strong Power BI or Tableau adoption, moving everything to QuickSight may create change management and skill challenges.
If the enterprise needs complex semantic modeling and advanced KPI governance, architects should evaluate how those requirements will be handled. So QuickSight is not simply a cheaper BI tool, it is an AWS native BI option that makes the most sense when it fits the AWS data platform, application architecture and embedded analytics strategy.
Now let us compare these tools in a simple enterprise way. Power BI is usually strong when the enterprise is Microsoft-centric. Microsoft Fabric, Azure, Excel, Teams, Microsoft 365 and Entra ID make Power BI a natural fit. Tableau is strong when visual analytics and analyst-led exploration are very important. It works well when the organization already has mature Tableau skills and dashboard culture. Looker is strong when the enterprise wants a semantic layer-first approach. It is useful when governed metrics and reusable business definitions are important. QuickSight is strong when the organization is AWS heavy or when embedded analytics is a major requirement. So instead of asking which BI tool is best, ask a better question. Which BI tool is best for this enterprise context? The same tool can be the right choice in one company and the wrong choice in another. Architecture fit matters more than popularity. The semantic layer is one of the most important comparison points. In Power BI, the semantic model is a major strength. You can define relationships, DAX measures, hierarchies, row level security, calculation logic, and reusable models. In Tableau, semantic reuse can be handled through published data sources, data models, certified content, and governed project structures. But workbook level logic can still become scattered if governance is weak. In Looker, the semantic layer is central. LookML allows business logic to be defined in a code-driven, governed, reusable way. This is one of Looker's strongest architecture advantages. In QuickSight, datasets, calculated fields, parameters, and analysis level logic can be used, but architects should carefully design how reusable business definitions will be standardized across the enterprise. So the key question is this: where will the business logic live? Who owns the metric definitions?
How reusable is the Semantic layer? Can we avoid duplicate KPI logic? These are architecture questions, not just tool questions.
Another important point is governance. Buying an enterprise BI tool does not automatically create governance. Every platform needs an operating model. Power BI needs workspace strategy, semantic model certification, deployment pipelines, tenant settings, security groups, apps, and monitoring. Tableau needs project structure, certified data sources, permissions, extract management, site governance, and workbook lifecycle control. Looker needs LookML governance, model ownership, Git workflow, access control, and change management. QuickSight needs dataset ownership, namespace design, permissions, embedded access rules, and AWS security alignment. So governance is not only a feature, governance is a way of operating. Who owns the model? Who approves the KPI? Who can publish? Who can certify? Who can share? Who monitors usage? Who retires old content? Without these answers, any BI tool can become messy. The tool gives capability.
The operating model creates trust.
Cost is always part of BI tool selection, but cost should not be seen only as license price. In enterprise architecture, we should look at total cost of ownership. There is user licensing, there may be capacity cost, there may be cloud compute cost, there may be storage cost, there is development cost, there is training cost, there is migration cost, there is governance cost, there is support cost, there is performance tuning cost, there is also the cost of poor adoption. For example, a tool may look cheaper, but if the team does not have skills, delivery becomes slow. Another tool may look expensive, but if it fits the existing platform and user base, the overall cost may be lower. If the organization already has Microsoft licensing, Power BI may fit well. If the company is AWS native and needs embedded dashboards, QuickSight may fit well.
If the analytics team is already strong in Tableau, staying with Tableau may be practical for some use cases. So do not ask only which tool is cheaper. Ask which tool gives better long-term value for our architecture skills, governance, and roadmap.
In real enterprises, tool strategy is not always one clean decision. Many organizations already have multiple BI tools. They may want to move from Tableau to Power BI. They may want to consolidate reporting into Fabric. They may want to keep Tableau for some advanced visual analytics. They may use QuickSight for embedded AWS applications. They may use Looker for governed metrics in Google Cloud. So the architecture question becomes broader. What should we keep? What should we migrate? What should we modernize? What should we retire? What should coexist? Not every report is worth migrating. Some reports are old, some are unused, some have duplicate logic. Some should be rebuilt properly using certified semantic models. Some should be retired. So BI tool strategy should include assessment, usage analysis, content inventory, data source mapping, KPI rationalization, migration effort, user adoption impact.
This is where enterprise architecture becomes practical. We are not just choosing a tool, we are designing a transition path.
Here is a practical framework you can use. First, ecosystem fit. Is the organization Microsoft heavy, AWS heavy, Google Cloud heavy, Salesforce heavy, or mixed? Second, data platform. Where does the data live today and where is it moving? Third, semantic strategy. Do you need centralized models, departmental models, governed metrics, or code-driven semantic definitions? Fourth, governance. How strict are certification, security, lineage, deployment, and access requirements? Fifth, skills. Which tool can the team realistically build, govern, and support? Sixth, use cases. Executive dashboards, self-service analytics, embedded analytics, operational reporting, mobile reporting. Seventh, cost and roadmap. What is the long-term platform direction? When you use this framework, the discussion becomes less emotional. It becomes an architecture decision. That is how enterprise BI tool selection should happen. So, which tool is best? Power BI, Tableau, Looker or QuickSight? The honest answer is there is no universal best BI tool. There is only the best fit for a specific enterprise context. If the organization is Microsoft heavy and moving toward Fabric, Power BI is usually a strong fit. If the organization has a strong visual analytics culture and mature Tableau adoption, Tableau may continue to be very valuable. If the organization wants a semantic layer first, code-driven, governed metrics approach, Looker can be a strong choice. If the organization is AWS heavy and needs embedded analytics or cloud-native BI inside AWS applications, QuickSight can be a practical option. As architects, our job is not to defend one tool blindly. Our job is to understand the business context, current BI landscape, data platform, governance needs, team skills, cost, and roadmap. Then we recommend the tool or combination of tools that fits the enterprise architecture.
In the next episode, we will go deeper into semantic models in Power BI, Tableau and Looker, because no matter which BI tool we choose, the semantic layer is where enterprise BI becomes trusted, reusable and scalable.